It's DMG here, and it's another DMG's Lab. And because of the last video I did in my crafting series, we had a small rage quit mishap with the glue gun. This thing. So I put it to the community. I said, should I do some surgery and repair this, or should I go out and buy a new one? And of course, there was a 50-50 split, a dead heat, a dead tie. So I had to go buy a new one, and I'm going to have to do surgery on this one. You people can't even make up your minds. Cue the intro. Now, before we get into this, let's just have a small warning! Safety tip, just don't do this at all. At all, don't do it. That's the best safety tip I can possibly give you. Okay, so we're going to use these weird starry screwdriver-y things. I use these to take Macs apart. And I'm going to have my little prying stick, my plastic prying stick. I also use that for some modelling and that sort of thing. My needle nose pliers, and then there's all these things that kind of fell out, you know, rings and springs and a stand and a trigger. Well, you can see this is part of the problem. There's a whole lot of hot glue that is now not so hot and gunging up the works. So the hot glue stick goes through there, and you pull the trigger, and then this thing is supposed to pull it, but clearly it's not going to do that, so we're going to do some very delicate brain surgery. Can you imagine me working on your brain? Oh, that's going to be marvelous. And I'll wake up when I speak in a foreign language after I'm done with your brain. Excellent. So, yeah, it's a matter of really just degunging. Degungifying? Degraggering? Well, using your nails to pick this stuff off, and a blunt knife cutting away from myself to just scrape it on. You can see it's getting into the works there. It's got really into the whole mechanism as to how this trigger mechanism actually works. You can see it's really, really stiff. So it's about getting the bulk of it out with the needle nose pliers as I then slowly work it and work it and work it so that it pushes its way out of this joint. It's getting easier and easier, and there's a little piece coming out now. Just pull that out. Come on. Work it loose. DMG, work it loose. There it is. There's the culprit. Piece of, yeah, dry, cold glue. Hey. You know what it's like. Dry, cold glue in the morning. Right, so somehow that goes in there, and this slides, and that, yeah. Maybe I should have actually thought about how that goes back together. Anyway, let's move along. We're going to go to the central heating mechanism here and pull off this black thing. We'll call it the... and there's quite a lot of glue wodgified in there, so I'm going to see if we can de-wodgify it, pull it out, and this is probably not going to work. Probably not. So we'll just pull as much out of this end as we can, so when the next glue stick comes in, it will force the rest down through the heating mechanism, which I assume is that big metal thing. Yeah, this is why this is not a tutorial and more of a butchering session. As you can see here, just grab it and pull it out. Ooh, it's like a tooth extraction. I could do dentistry. Dentistry, oh, DMG's dentistry. I do cosmetics too. That's me. And a little bit of surgery here just to get that little nubbin out, because the nubbins are the stubborn ones. Gotta hate the nubbins. Hey. Alright, we're getting there. Come on, a little bit more. I can see you sneaking in there. Come on, out you come. Out you come. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's like trying to clip the cat's claws. Anyway, I'm just going to use boot to speed to show how I put this back together a couple of 4, maybe 8 times before I realized that there were certain components that need to go in before you actually close the thing up. So, yeah, testing it out and just making sure everything's, that black Bochum thing, I forgot about that. And, finally I'll just put this ring back eventually somewhere. And it all just easily just clips back in, because it's, like really easy. But if you're enjoying this, click the bell, because the bell is what gets you the notifications of when I ask questions to my audience or when a new video comes out. Even though you may have subscribed, the bell is an important part of the YouTube existence. And so is the glue gun for the crafting channel, which eventually I'll get this thing back together, because that's what half the mission is. Well, it looks like we're almost there. I'm just going to screw those wonderful starry, screwy thingies back in, and eventually we are on our way. So we'll just shove in a glue stick, and we'll check on this mechanism. Yep, there it is. There, see, it's pushing it in. We're getting there. Okay, so we'll just put the stand back on, because the stand needs to be there for the standing. And clear up all this excess brain matter, glue. And of course, yes, it wasn't actually plugged in at the time, but I'm going to plug it in now and put my safety glasses on while it explodes. Just like DM Scotty's. If DM Scotty had an exploding one, I'm going to have an exploding one. It's getting hot. Yeah, it's getting hot. All right, grab some cardboard, stick it underneath. I'll just, there we go. Yeah! Brain surgery. Don't forget to share this video with your friends. And of course, here is a video that YouTube suggests. Here's my current video that I just recently released. And of course, you can subscribe up here, and you can check out my other channel right down there in the bottom right-hand corner. Click one you know you want to. I'll see you in the next